I started mining Bitcoin the first quarter of 2011. I used to mine full blocks on my own with no pool. And there were 50 BTC block rewards back then. So that was good fun. I bought heavy on the 30K top, or the $30 top, and then watched it go down to a penny. That was good fun. And then I came out public to defend my Bitcoin bag because Ethereum was overtaking the market cap of Bitcoin in its future supply. If you account for the fact that it issues at a higher rate for longer, it's like year 2050 market cap was higher than Bitcoin's. And I didn't own any of it. So I came out to say bad things about Ethereum and good things about Bitcoin. And then I learned over time that in fact there's a lot of good things going on in that ecosystem. And most of the problems that were had because people weren't using it properly. So now I say a lot of good things about Ethereum, and I'm very realistic about Bitcoin. And it's funny, in crypto, whatever you bought is a world-changing invention. And whatever you didn't buy is a scam. And that's how everyone in crypto feels. And it's funny because, maybe usually they're right. Maybe most things are done by the wrong people at the wrong time with the wrong incentive structure. They never get product market fit. They just burn everyone's money. That's what ICOs did for the most part. But the word gets abused a little bit, because if you build open source software that people can use or not, what more do you want? That's as good and as honest and as free and as good as a thing could possibly be. And that's what Vitalik did. And, he's still building open source software that people enjoy and use, and still doing research and still standing on stage and trying to spread the good word. And everyone calls him a scammer. So if you think Monero's a scam, and you think Vitalik's a scam, and you think every possible thing is a scam except what you bought, you're probably an asshole, truthfully, right? You're not being honest. You're not being fair. You're not analyzing things on their merits. And your reward for being that way is you will miss out on the multiple thousands of % of return that people will get when they get in on the right project that isn't on the top 10 market cap and then finds its way up there, right? So, talking all that garbage and staying ignorant and priding yourself on your ignorance, you will be forever regretful that you missed the next big thing, because you didn't think there would be a next big thing, because you didn't understand how those other guys got up there, right? So, I ask people, I'm like, how many coins in the top 10 do you think belong there? 2, 1. I'm like, all right, stay ignorant, bro. I can't help you. You're not helping build a better future, right? If you're not doing competitive analysis and you're not thinking about what's missing and what you can do better and really trying things and iterating, if you're not iterating, you're not making progress, right? So Bitcoin's got less on-chain transactions than it did in 2017, less people that accept it. The price dropped 85%, and these people think that they have the best thing in the entire world and nothing else can be done better. And you're like, well, guys, the metrics, the measurements, the Google search volume, the on-chain transaction volume, the number of new wallets, you're not winning the war. All you have is a really high hash rate. The software is the best it's ever been, right? That's continued to improve. And you have a really high hash rate. And what does that really high hash rate do? Well, you have all-time high difficulty at 3 times less than all-time high price. So that's more selling pressure. People have to sell more of the percentage of coins they get to pay their electric bills. So it just pushes the price down harder. So is that better, right? And all the problems we've had with attacks in Bitcoin have not come from hash rate ever. They've come from software bugs. And there's no bug bounty program, and there's no one auditing the software. So the things that I tell these people to do to improve their thing, that I also own a huge bag of, they just don't listen. They're like, no, I can't listen. I can't learn. I can't do anything better. I have my bag, and I hope everything works out good. Stupid people. They don't deserve greatness. They don't deserve excellence. It's sad.
So, in terms of the project that you're working on right now, I did some research on it, and I like the concept of creating a CD. I think that that's really smart, because that was created in like the 60s, and it worked out really well for banks to give people liquidity and give themselves liquidity and just raise a ton of money to help their infrastructure. So interestingly enough, in terms of where HEX is based, because it's called hex.win or just HEX, and it's based on Ethereum, and it'll be taking a screenshot of people that own Bitcoin so that it'll basically provide them with a CD for their bag of Bitcoin, right? Is that how it's kind of
Pretty
being
much.
structured?
So basically, the two most popular products at your bank are savings accounts and time deposits. And I would say checking account used to be on there, but no one uses checks anymore. So I would say this is the second most popular product at your bank.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get rid of the banksters and you want to get rid of gotcha capitalism and you want to get rid of all those crappy entities that are middlemen that just leech off of the GDP of the economy and get in the middle of everyone's transactions and prevent you from doing what you want to do with your own money and are never open when you need them to be open, if you want to get rid of those people, someone has to develop the software that replaces every single product they have with a peer-to-peer trusted auditable solution. Bitcoin can do currency. It cannot do dime deposits. It already has time locking built into it, and it cannot pay interest when you lock up. It just screws you. It just makes it so you can't use your own money. You don't get any reward for it. You don't receive any interest for it. If you want to make interest on your Bitcoin, you have to lend them to someone, hope they lend them out, and hope you ever see them again with a return. And that gets hacked and shut down all the time. People lose tons of Bitcoin trying to make a little extra Bitcoin on their Bitcoin. So we invented trustless interest. We invented the first high interest internet blockchain certificate of deposit, which is called Bond in the UK, time deposit across Asia, guaranteed GIS in Canada, guaranteed, I don't even remember what it stands for, something investment security certificate, I don't know, GIS. So if you want these coins and you want this world-changing innovation and you want to get in at the beginning, like I got in at the beginning of Bitcoin, I got my Bitcoin for free, and now you guys will buy them for $8,000, the ones that I got for free by just double-clicking an EXE, right? I'm recreating that for everyone. I'm giving everyone opportunity to get in at the beginning of something amazing again. And I'm giving it to you guys for free if you're a Bitcoin holder. Snapshots in 5 days and some hours. It's on December 2nd at 0000 UTC time. So it's amazing. It attacks a larger market than Bitcoin does. Currency is a smaller market than time deposits. Time deposits are 7.2 trillion in the United States and China alone. And we have lower fees than Bitcoin. And we have, I believe, better security because Ethereum that we run on has a bug bounty program. And we've had 3 audits, of which 2 are security audits and 1 is an economics audit. So it's like, and our consensus code is locked into a smart contract that no one can edit. It's immutable. And therefore, it's very, very hard to have bugs around consensus. But in Bitcoin, if you improve the network stack, you accidentally introduce a mint as many free coins as you want bug. And they've had 2 of them. One of them was executed and they had to roll the chain back. The other was narrowly avoided because a Bitcoin Cash developer reported it responsibly instead of using it for himself. This was about a year ago. Yeah, so I hear people saying Bitcoin's more secure than Ethereum, and I have a strong laugh because Ethereum's never had an inflation bug. Never. And Bitcoin's had 2. And Ethereum launched or is primarily used by 5 of the top 10 market cap cryptocurrencies. USDT used to do its transactions on Bitcoin. It moved most of them off of there onto ERC20 on Ethereum, which is the same format that we use. That coin does more transaction volume than any other coin in crypto, period. So the only people that are really using crypto are the USDT guys, and they're primarily doing it on ERC20 on Ethereum. EOS, BNB, TRX, USDT, and Ethereum themselves all are in the Ethereum ecosystem. They launched there, they started there, or they primarily use it now. So anyone that talks to me about security and says that there's some kind of problem, dreaming. So they're going to say, they're going to say the parity multisig hack. You're like, yeah, they didn't declare a function as private. And if they would have wrote the word private in the contract instead of it defaults to public, they wouldn't have had that problem. But since they didn't write the word private, they got hacked. Does it have anything to do with Ethereum? Nope. They used it improperly. What about the DAO? Well, Bitcoin rolled back the chain once because of a bug. Ethereum never rolled back the chain because of a bug. They removed a hacker from being able to steal some people's money because the community decided that's what they wanted to do. Not because they had to, because they wanted to. And could they do it again? Nope. Why not? Because if they could, they'd roll back the chain for Polkadot and Parity, who are, Gavin Wood's projects, and he wrote Solidity, right? He wrote the smart language code, the smart language that everyone uses in Ethereum, he wrote that. If they're not going to roll back the chain for him, they're not going to roll it back for anybody. So I'm very, very happy with the ecosystem.
So in terms of the incentives, because what I try to do on my channel, my channel is called Hack Crypto, and the concept is hack your crypto education. And I try to simplify everything I possibly can. So if you were going to simplify down like the incentive structure for viewers and listeners and whatnot, I've been interested in masternodes and things like that because the incentives are really interesting to people all over the world. What's the incentive structure for the CD? Is it that you hold it there for a year, 2 years? What are the milestones that people would be holding it on there to get their interest?
Well, if you free claim, you're 90% auto staked for 350-day minimum. And if you like up to 3x the shares as a bonus, you can increase your stake length. And at 41 days, you're going to have 3x the shares. Now, the share price only goes up. Every time someone ends their share, the system looks and says, are you the highest return on investment anyone's ever seen? If so, your ratio becomes the new price. So if you made a 10x in your Bitcoin profit or in your HEX profit, you're going to get the new share price to be set to 10x what it started at. And so now if you tried to get back in and like recompound, you'll never have more shares than you originally had, ever. It's impossible. So this is mathematically equivalent to compounding the interest for earlier guys, but it's computationally more efficient because we don't have to write a bunch of data to a bunch of different fields across a bunch of different entities. We just change one share price, and then instead of amplifying what the earlier guys had, we just reduce what the newer guy gets. And since they're just measuring ratios of all these people to divide up all the profit inputs to the stakers class, it works great. It works wonderfully, and it gives us a wonderful chart of a share price that only goes up. Now, that is not the USD price. It may affect the USD price because it introduces scarcity, but it is not directly related to the USD price.